today we're going to do a little ride along in my buddy Nate's 2017 Buick Regal Turbo. What model is it actually? The GT Sport Touring? Yep. So not the GTS, but it does have a pretty good turbo. 0 to 60 in 6.1, I think is what we looked up. But yeah, nice looking car. I definitely like the rims. He used to have a Verano, a silver Verano, and this is definitely a good improvement. Looks a lot sportier. Cosmetically, my favorite thing is the rear end and that he has a shark fin antenna, unlike my Focus RS that for some reason they won't put them on. But yeah, taillights look really nice. Dual exhaust, because why not? And yeah, we'll hop in here and go for a little drive and see what we think. So yeah, the gauges look really nice. Good looking steering wheel. Not push start, but that's okay because I'm not really that huge a fan. But yeah, gauges look really nice. One of the complaints that Nate will tell you a little bit about is that some of the interior was a little creaky. Still is, and they're working on it. But when you pull the door handle, you can I don't know if you can hear, but it's pretty creaky. And I wouldn't go as far as saying it's bad build quality because most of it is pretty secure, and the dash looks really nice. And Buick is GM.
I took it in to get it fixed. They gave me 2 Regals, pretty much the same. They were a year older, and they didn't have that squeaking issue. Both of them did.
Exactly. Yep. So he's gone to the dealer twice, I believe, right? To get
3 times.
3 times to get things fixed, and they're sending a GM rep out to check it out.
GM, and their customer service was great.
Yep, they came in and it was creaking here, and now it's really not doing it at all.
They fixed this part that was creaking.
Yep. Now it's just the dash up here where you get a little bit of squeak, but not terrible. But yeah, we'll go for a little drive. All right, so here we are in Nate's. Is it actually recording? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. So here we are in Nate's 2017 Regal Turbo, Buick Regal Turbo, Grand Touring, Sport Touring. Sorry. And one thing I have to note right off the bat is that this is a comfortable car. If you were in my Focus right now, it'd be hard for me to talk. My Focus RS, it'd be hard to talk because it's such a bumpy ride. And I mean, that is a known complaint, but this is a lot more comfortable, and combining that with performance gives it its own right. And is a lot more comfortable. So as a commuter car,
very easy to do.
Yeah, and I hate to say the word or the phrase commuter car, but as a car that's a little more practical, this would definitely be a better bet. It's still quick. You can still roast the tires. I mean, it's front wheel drive, but it's like I said, it's you don't want to rear wheel drive. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, yeah, and it's a lot more. And these go around 30 MSRP, but you got yours for a bit cheaper.
$29.95.
$29.95.
Yeah, 10 grand off.
Oh yeah, no. Their MSRP is what?
30.
Oh, they're 30. And you got yours for how much? 20,000. 20. Oh, I thought you said $29.95 or something. Okay, no, so 21 grand.
Yeah, 21.
So yeah, 9 grand cheaper than MSRP. Glad we worked that out. Which is a great deal. For 21 grand, you're gonna be hard pressed to find anything close to this. In fact, I paid 20.5 for my Fiesta ST, and I would have got this for 20 over that, or 21. You know, I really would. You know, and it depends on what you want, but you know, this is a lot more comfortable, and you have to drive a half hour to work every day and back. And I'm in school, so I know. But yeah, phenomenal car. Buick is GM essentially, and they're reliable. And you loved your Verano, and he had 2 Veranos that he leased, and then had his lease bought out, right? Your lease for this. Yep. And then didn't take much of a loss on that, so that worked out pretty good. And it's a good option. It's an option worth looking into when you get a car for under MSRP, especially when we both bought our cars. I got my Focus RS and he got this, so like a week apart or something like that.
Yeah, it was like a week or 2.
Yeah, about a week apart. And I actually had my wife's lease bought out to get her a different car. She got a base model Focus, or a Focus SE with, I mean, it's heated steering wheel and everything. And then this has heated seats as well, right? Yep. I'll just take a left here if you got time. But yeah, we'll do a little 0-60 pull. I don't think anyone's behind us, so if you just get a little ways up the road here and we can do a little demonstrate. But yeah, I think we looked it up, and we could be wrong here, but I'm thinking it's 610 to 60. But with both of us in here, we'll do a little timeout. I don't have a timer on me, but just to give the viewers, hey, you just stop here. There's no behind us, if you're cool with it. But yeah, we'll give you a little demo here. 0 to 60 pull. We'll do one from with the camera facing in and one with it facing out. So when you're ready. All right, here we go.
No traction in first gear.
There's 60. Yeah, it's got plenty of pep, and like I said, you'll spin the tires right up, no problem. So it's
And if
got
you brake
the,
load it, you can roast them all the way through first gear.
Yeah, and if brake load it, you're good to go. But yeah, pretty fun car. Let's do a little outside shot here. We are doing a 0 to 60 pull from the outside. So when you're ready, Nate. And that's 60. Very nice. Yeah, quick. That was definitely 7 seconds-ish almost. Just looking at my camera. I mean, I have to double check, but yeah, with both of us in here, that's dandy. I'm pretty happy. Yeah, there's your exterior view. Plenty of comfort and pep. This is definitely a good option for 21. I mean, you can probably find more of them. They're still selling them. They still had a few at the dealer last time I went over there.
Well, they were selling them for 21. It's like 40,000 miles on them used. A year old.
Yeah. That's why
Getting a brand new one.
Yep. Advantage is bargaining power for sure.
I think they were just dumping them to get rid of all the 17 stock because the new remodeled 18s are coming out.
And they're different, right? They're going to have a different body style of it?
Yep, man, the whole new body style. I don't know exactly what's all different about them,
Yep. And then reading up on this motor, so it's a 2-liter turbo. What does it put out horsepower? Do you know?
260 horse and 295, almost 300 foot-pounds of torque.
Okay, nice. And some issues you said you were just looking around. You haven't had any issues with it at all, but
no.
Something you noticed?
14, 15 Cadillac ATSs with these engines. Some of them are having piston cracking issues, or it would have pre-ignition low engine speeds. I haven't seen much for 16, 17 if it's still an issue. Still haven't really done much research on if they fixed it or not, or what their issue was exactly with it, but
yeah. How do you like the stock tires that came with this? What are they?
They are Michelin something or others.
Okay, just all seasons.
Yeah, just all seasons.
Pretty boring. You thinking about putting some summer tires on here and get a little more traction so you're not spinning the tires around?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think you'd add a lot of time. I mean, that 610 to 60, I wonder if that's using these stock tires or not. And obviously, something that you hear a lot of people say is, you know, they're going to mod their car and they're going to do this and that. But I think a lot of people forget that for $1,000, your best mod is a whole new set of tires, without a doubt. Not only will you get better speed and a hell of a lot more traction, but you get more grip, safer in a way, especially if you're going to drive spiritedly.
And this car does handle really well too. The steering's a little numb. You don't get a ton of feedback with it, but you're not really. It wasn't really designed for a performance car.
You're going more for comfort, but it still handles pretty well. I mean,
yeah,
you go ripping around, you keep up okay. It's definitely you're looking for different things. If you want really good handling, you're gonna have a stiff ass suspension, and with this, it's not. I would say it handles better than what you're getting for a smooth ride. The usual trade-off is pretty crappy, and this is definitely not nearly as dramatic of a trade-off. But yeah, I really like the interior, comfortable seats. Without a doubt, you could drive. This would be a great road tripping car. It's quiet. I mean, I know it's new, but yeah, there's no seals whistling or anything. And then, what are some options that the GTS brings that is different than this?
Just GS.
Or GS, the GS, the Regal Turbo GS.
Yep. So that options has selectable drive modes, so you can do like a GS mode where it has better throttle response than steering, and then it also has adaptable suspension.
Awesome.
So it's
four-wheel drive?
Mag ride. You can get it in front or all-wheel drive.
And then what do those run? Like if you're going to get a four-wheel drive, fully loaded, best Buick Regal Turbo you can buy 2017.
They're in the 40s. They're
okay.
Like 41, 42, something like that.
Now, if you had 41, 42 grand, would you get one?
No.
Nope. What would you get?
If I had 40 grand, that's a tough question.
Oh, I think we know Camaro, right? Come on.
Well, I mean, I would get it if you're taking
brand new car. It's got to be brand new, not.
If I didn't live in Minnesota.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay, so living in Minnesota, what's your choice?
See, that's a tough question.
It is a tough question, but would you stick with GM, or would you consider other brands? Because I know you're pretty loyal to GM, but rightfully so. Your brother's got an old Silverado that's super reliable. Your dad has an Acadia that's reliable. Your old Trailblazer had 300,000 miles on it or something. And you know you've had your Veranos, and I mean it works out for you. So you know no reason to leave a company that's treating you well, and with your warranty work they've been super helpful. So,
other companies.
Okay.
Just because there's really nothing in the 40s that, besides a Corvette Camaro,
Yep.
that are really anything interesting to me.
Okay. And they're
So
both
once you get in the
rear-wheel drive.
40s, you get like fully loaded lacrosses and stuff like that. That's not interesting to me. So
Yeah, because you like the performance, but this is 21 grand.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can get a pretty good package together for that price.
yeah, and honestly, I probably wouldn't have even bought this for 30. I think this is more like a $25,000 car.
Okay. What would you compare it to in other classes?
Other classes,
Like a Focus ST, like price wise, because I know those are selling for around 21 as well. Because the same thing, they're trying to dump that everyone who wanted one kind of bought it. And I think
yeah,
that
the Focus
happened with
ST
this.
is more sport oriented, performance oriented. This is more geared towards
Comfort.
comfort and the average driver.
Yeah. A lot better for commute.
Yeah.
And but trading off the manual now, do you want a manual or do you like having an automatic? Apart from the obvious, like for your personal preference. I mean, the obvious go-to is, yeah, if you're commuting to work and back, an automatic is much easier to drive. But the joy of driving a stick is just, way more of an enthusiast thing, and you're absolutely a car enthusiast.
Yeah.
And you know a crap load
I
about cars.
definitely would want to go with a manual unless it is like a Porsche PDK or a really good dual
Like
clutch
worth the trade.
transmission.
So not a Focus-based model.
So not a Focus-based one.
Yeah, no.
That's a good double clutch transmission.
Good. Yeah, for real, those are terrible. But well, cool. I think that's about all I can think about on the car. I mean, any other comments you have? I mean, just general driving. Any complaints?
Besides the squeak, no. It's pretty flawless so far.
Yep, coming up on
That's all I got.
2,500 miles. Did
Yep.
you get your service yet, or?
Not yet. Taking it in on the 11th for the squeak issue, and then I'm gonna have them do an oil change too.
Just because who knows how long it was sitting on the lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they get 2 free ones, so might as well just use one.
Throw one in. Yeah, I took my Focus, the RS, to the dealer, and they were baffled that I would spend $100 on an oil change at 2,500 miles.
And I'm a huge advocate of oil changes. It's like the
Yeah.
easiest, best thing you can do to a car
Yep.
for longevity.
Absolutely. And yeah, I asked him, I said, well, this car was sitting on the lot for 8 months before I bought it. I've had it for 2.5. I'm like, what does Ford recommend? And they said, well, if they're sitting on the lot for over a year, we give them an oil change every year they're on the lot. So after they've sat there for a year, we give them an oil change. I'm like, now is that from when they were manufactured and then shipped? And he goes, no, that's from the date we received them. And they're from
who
Europe.
knows? Yeah.
So
Who
if
knows
it
how
took
long it's
4
been
months to
sitting.
get here from Europe and then 8 months for them to sell it off the lot, and then I get it with over a year on it already, and wait 6 months to get it, well, my first oil change is probably well overdue. And yeah, I get it's 550 synthetic, and whatever, it's synthetic. And is this full synthetic or semi?
To my understanding, it was semi. I thought Dexos, or whatever EC-Dope oil is, but when I was reading into these engines, I guess, from what I heard, I saw a couple people say that they switched it over to a full synthetic made by Mole, which I don't know if that's true or not.
And if it's going to stay covered under warranty if you do that.
Yep, but I mean, I'm going to run a full synthetic once I use my 2 free ones, if it isn't anyways, but...
Yeah. And could you possibly ask them? I mean, maybe they wouldn't do it, but if they're free. I mean, mine was free, and my first one was actually complimentary, and they're $100 oil change. So if he had said anything but synthetic, I'd be like, no. But I mean, I get it. They have to stay under the manufacturer guidelines.
Yeah, but I mean, as long as you use Dexos oil, which is most things that are synthetic,
Yep.
in your correct weight range, you'll be fine.
Okay. And then what's the warranty on this?
This is, there's a 3-year, 36,000 bumper to bumper.
Okay, same as Ford, I'm thinking. And then
I believe.
powertrain is 6 years, 60,000.
The powertrain is 6 years, 75,000.
Okay, very nice. That's pretty solid.
I think I have them.
Yeah, I think mine's only 50,000.
This has a warranty on
Oh, no worries. Yeah, here, take a look. But yeah, so otherwise, no gripes, nothing to report. I mean, do you like how the vents work and everything, or any complaints with that? Visibility, okay?
it. Visibility for me is great.
Yeah, that was one thing I complained about when you bought it. Is I'm shorter, and so I don't want to jack my seat up super high because then it's uncomfortable. And being short, I felt like I couldn't see out the windows, but he's tall enough where he can look right out past the pillar. So for him, it's great visibility. But if you're a shorter guy like me, I would, make sure that's not something that's going to turn you off to the car. And it's not the end of the world. When I'm sitting up front, it's great. and it's fine being a passenger, and it's not uncomfortable, and it's not going to make you more car sick. But it is something to pay attention to. One of my biggest complaints when I test drive cars is that I can't see, and the visibility is terrible. And it felt like when they produced the car, they forgot to include that. But also for Nate, like, these cars work out great, and like when he sits in a Camaro, he can see fine. When I sit in a Camaro, I feel like I can't see out the windows, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a great car, but compared to the Focus RS, like, that was one of the selling points. I'm like, wow, I can see everything, and it's a hatchback. But you know, and people complain that you can't see out the rear windshield, but yours is plenty big enough, and you have a nice mirror. Does it have auto dimming? Yep, auto dimming, and this is one of the more, I'm not gonna say base model, but it
pretty much is a base model besides the
comes
Sport
standard.
Touring.
Yeah. And that's a big complaint I have, is I have a really cheap mirror, and I bought my car for 15 grand more than you did. And I have a crappy regular mirror. And I get that more of the money is going to the motor and performance, but still, I like that GM adds a lot more of the luxury components that you see. Well, Buick, I should say specifically, has the luxury stuff that you see in like Cadillacs and stuff. And you can feel that when you're driving it. But yeah, for 21 grand, fantastic car. Thanks for watching. I'm Eric with Casual Car Talk, and this is my buddy Nate. Hopefully we can get on here more and get him talking, and you can catch us arguing about cars, because we got a GM
Always
and a
gets
Ford guy.
interesting.
Yeah, with a GM and a Ford guy, you're going to get a lot of arguing. And a formerly PC Mac guy, but now you kind of came to the light in the PC world a little more.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think so. So we'll call it even. But yeah, thanks for watching.